Hey guys, how's it going? I've been asked to do a video review or a review, and I've been asked my thoughts on FIFA Street, so I thought I'd put it together here while the third episode of Locals to Legends is going on. It's also available as a written review over on clickonline.com. I've put a link in the description below if you want to check that out as well. So, I'm supposed to sum things up. I really enjoy it as a local game. To start things off, I'll talk about the local multiplayer, which I really enjoy. You know, there's a lot of variety in terms of the game modes. They all bring a different challenge and different focus on the game. And when you're playing against friends, there's a lot of banter. If you have friends coming over, it's a great laugh. You can compete no matter what kind of skill set you're at, because it's a very accessible game. It's easy to play and easy to pick up. It is harder to master, and it does become a bit more challenging at the top end. But for any new player, it is really accessible, I have to say. And the focus of the game is the whole idea of beating players, the whole one-on-one battle, which take place both on your TV and on your couch. And I really like that element. You know, it's back to like schoolyard basics, where you want to go in after lunch and you want to have beaten your friends, you want to have embarrassed them or nutmeg. And we all know how great a nutmeg feels and how embarrassing it feels if you're on the other end. So that's really what the game comes down to, which I absolutely love. And of course, the grand prize, I suppose, in a way, is if you get the time and space to do the whole kneel down and header the ball in. And that will keep you going for a while. That's pretty much the ultimate prize, I think. So it's unbelievable, and it's a great laugh with friends. And there's plenty of game modes, as I say. I mean, there's 5-on-5, 6-on-6, futsal, pana, last man standing, and freestyle. And they all bring a different aspect to the table, really. I mean, 5-on-5, 6-on-6, pretty much straight up as you'd expect. You would have liked to see them in FIFA, the main series, so hopefully at some point we will see a crossover. Futsal is decent. I do like the fact that it brings in fouls and stuff, because it means that players have to play with less intensity. I mean, there's a lot of going over the top and just crashing into players, which I don't really like in the other modes, but the fact that there's fouls in this mode makes it a lot easier to play, and thankfully it is one of the online modes as well, so you can just focus on that if you want. Pana is really good for bringing back the core elements of just trying to use the total street ball control, which is really handy as a learning tool from the start, because as you start your World Tour team mode, which you know is pretty much the heart of the game, you don't have that many skills open to you. But if you're learning this one element, you can do a lot with it. It looks pretty good. You can set up a few different moves and you can get a bit of space just from using that. So that's really cool. Then of course Last Man Standing, I think, is the best mode in the game. It's really fun to play locally, because it levels the playing field between you, who might be an excellent player, and some of your friends who might be less good at the game, we'll say. Because as you score goals, you clock off players off your own team. The objective, of course, is to remove all your players. But as you score, you lose the numerical advantage, and your friend will get more time and space and can just simply pass the ball into your net if you only have the one player left. So that's really cool, and of course it builds the pressure because they don't want to get whitewashed. There's that added element of bragging rights if you can do it. And of course, this is the mode that gets you the most space to do the kneel down and head in. So there has that aspect on offer as well. So all of those modes are really cool, different and diverse. But it highlights the problem with the game, which is the online, which is unfortunately rather limited. You can only play 5-a-side, 6-a-side in futsal and that. And it really loses the focus of what FIFA Street is about. It becomes less about entertainment and style and more about the results, which is unfortunately how people are playing. EA have tried to combat this by making it only playable with your created team, which is a good touch but also a limited touch in a way. It's good because people are supposed to play with style just to level up their team, but we find that it doesn't happen, unfortunately. People are still focused on the results side of things. It's limited because you lose track of all the teams that are in the game and that are playable in the game. And of course, if you've been playing with one team for ages, you know, it gets a bit boring, gets a bit monotonous, and sometimes you just want to have all the skills and tricks and things like that in the game available to you from the start. So yeah, online I think is not going to have the lifespan that other games will have, unfortunately. And it doesn't have the same appeal because people are still playing it in FIFA 12 style, where they'll simply find one exploit or whatever and use that, rather than taking you on up front, trying to beat you with the total ball control and such. But who knows, that could fade out as time goes on, or it could become more prominent. We don't really know how it's going to play out, that side of things. The idea of team play is a bit limited as well. You can't play with your friends in a ranked match, which means that most of those are going to look like an under 8s match where everyone just follows the ball, looks for the glory, looks for the headlines. So that's a bit unfortunate because you can't get any sort of organisation with randomers really. So you end up with a formation of 0-5 most of the time. And then you finally have the street seasons, which is essentially your division or your head-to-head seasons from FIFA 12. It's pretty much a no-brainer to add it, but again it focuses on results rather than style. I think to sum things up, it's really good fun locally, it is good blast with friends and things like that, but if you don't have people calling over all the time, you're probably better off leaving it off, because the online is very limited and can be very frustrating. So hopefully the review has been of use to you. If you have your own views and opinions and stuff, please put it in the comment section below so people can get as many different opinions as possible and can see the different viewpoints on it. I also hope you enjoyed the episode of Locals to Legends. I'll be back commentating over it properly the next time out, and thanks very much as always for checking it out, for watching the video and for the support. Catch you later, guys.